Good evening. Today I'm going to be talking about the benefits of social networking. And social networking, okay, by the end of my speech, I want the audience to know why social networking has changed the way we communicate and share information, and how it allows people to improve their relationships and make new friends, and how it allows small businesses to thrive and use ads through these social networking sites to grow and expand their businesses. Now, today I'm going to be talking about how social networking has allowed users to make profiles, upload photos, videos, and interact with friends and family. Social networking is a great tool which has allowed us to join social groups, play games, share music videos, and content. Right now, the top social networking sites are Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. Now I'm going to give you a little brief history about social networking. So social networking was born in 1971. When the first email was sent, there was two computers sitting side by side, and the message read QWERTYUIOP, puberty, which are the top letters on your keyboard. The very first site was made in 1994, which was called Geosites. It allowed users to create and customize their own websites and grouping them into different cities based on their shared content. Now, my first point of emphasis is fast communication. Now, the reason why I believe social media, not just social media, social networking is wonderful is because it allows us to have a faster way of communication versus any other outlet. Now, first, social media helps spread information much faster than any other form of media. This research here supports my claim by stating that 78.5% of traditional media reports polled use social media to check for breaking news. 59% of Twitter users and 31% of Facebook users polled followed breaking news on these sites. Social media are one of the top news sources for 46% of Americans, compared to the 66% for television, 26% for printed newspaper ads, and 23% for radio. Social media users have been responsible for reporting events before traditional media outlets, including the attacks in Paris, November 13th, 2015, and the Ebola outbreak in Nigeria and Sierra Leone in 2014, and the Boston Marathon bombing in April of 2013, and the shooting that happened in Aurora, Colorado in 2012. And President Trump also believes that social media is wonderful because it allows for him to communicate with the people a lot faster versus having a press conference or any press releases, and which is another wonderful thing for him because mostly everybody, 40% of all politicians use, or worldwide politicians use, they use social media such as Twitter to get online and voice their opinions. My second point of emphasis is that 93% of adults on Facebook use it to connect with their family members, and 91% use it to connect with current friends, and 87% use it to connect with friends from the past. 72% of all teens connect with friends via social media, and 83% of teens report that social media helps them feel more connected with their friends' lives, and that 70% feel more connected to their friends when using social media. With this being said, social media is a large part of our lives, which helps us connect with friends, family, and friends alike. My last point of emphasis is that not every company has millions of dollars to spend on these big fancy billboards or these extravagant commercials like the Super Bowl commercials. And so, as a result of this, the next best place that you can go is social network sites to help expand their brand and reach their targeted audiences. So, like, for example, let's say I use a lot of nutrition products, right? For example, this nutrition product, and it's in my search history a lot. Let's say I follow a bunch of like GNC. I follow GNC on Twitter, and I'm always using their products, or if it's Instagram, whatever social media I use. then those sites would, things from GNC would start popping up, and they'd start popping up in my on my Twitter or my Instagram, just recommending me, oh hey, go try this product. And with this said, this research goes just further to show that 85% of brands on Facebook recommend brands to other brands, and 71% of the internet users are more likely to purchase from a brand they're following on social media. Almost 90% of big companies using social media have reported at least one measurable business benefit. In 2015, 98% of Fortune 500 companies use social media. Among these corporations, most popular sites were LinkedIn, used by 93% of companies, Glassdoor 87%, and Twitter 78%, and Facebook 74%, and YouTube 64%. Benefits for consumer often include special promotions, product information, technical support, and customer service. And that's it for my presentation. I just want to give you guys a little bit of facts about my presentation. So one of the facts I found out when I was researching is that social networking sites are top news source for 27.8% of Americans, and students who use social networking sites while studying scored 20% lower on tests, and students who use social media had an average of a 3.06 versus non-users who had a 3.82 GPA. And 35 global heads of state, every U.S. cabinet agency, 84% of U.S. governors, every major candidate for U.S. president, and more than 40% of the top global religious leaders are on Twitter. And 10% of people younger than 25 are old respond to social media and text during sex. Those are just some interesting things I find out while doing this. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you, and have a good day.